I will be with you throughout this video. We are going to cover some very basic but super important concepts of Python. If you're just starting out or if you are a little unsure about these things, you have nothing to worry about. We're going to take it all step by step. By the end of this video, you will understand how to print messages, work with variables, what are variables, use strings, and how to take a user input. So let's get started. The very first thing that we're going to start with is the print function in Python. This is one of the most commonly used functions in Python. What does it do? Well, it simply prints something to the screen. That's it. If you want to show something to the user, like a message, you can use the print command. All right. Let's start with an example. It's simple. The syntax goes print and brackets. That's it. Okay. And what you want to print, for example, if it's some kind of a word, like I want to say hello world. That's what I will do in quotes, and you execute it. There we go. You see how it printed using the print function, and at the bottom we have our output, hello world. It is as simple as that. The text inside, once again, I will tell you, it's with quotation marks. Only then will it print. Now, let's start with what's a variable. A variable, you can say, is like a container. All right, and in a container, as in our homes and everywhere, we use containers to store things inside. So over here, a variable, which we can refer to as a container, is used to store information in it. It could be some text, it could be numbers, it could be any other things. All right, let's once again, let me show you that with an example. For example, I am creating a variable A. That's it. So how will I store information in that? Is I will assign an equal to it, and I will write whatever it is. For example, my name is Himanshi. I enjoy gardening. Okay, that's a variable that we have created, and now let me try to print it. Print. What do I want to print? I want to print the variable, the container. I don't want to be writing the entire string over there, entire line over there, all over and over again. So I created a variable, stored a bigger information in it, and now I'm only going to be using that certain variable to access that information. When I print A, it will come as my name is Himanshi and I enjoy gardening. I hope you are following me till now. If you have questions, leave comments once the video is done. Now let's see what exactly is this. This is a string. It can be it could be integers, it could be float value. Float is basically any number with decimal point, for example 2.1. Okay, those are numbers, but if you store them in quotes, like I have over here, you can see these are ending codes, these are starting codes. All right, if you store any information in quotes, it's considered as a string. It's just a fancy word, nothing to it. This is how you basically create it. You put in any information and you put it in quotes. A string is created. For example, let me give you another one. I'm going to create a new variable. um, let's say Python. Okay, that's a string. Okay, and I want to print it. So I am just going to use the print function that we discussed earlier. I'm going to print B and we will have Python. Now let's see. Okay, let's move to another function. We have covered string, what is a variable. Now we will move on to another function, one of the most basic ones. after print, which is input. So input function is basically nothing more but the thing when you want to take information from the user. All right, that's when you use input function. You want that information, you use input function. Let me give you an example over here. Let's say I'll create a new variable over here. Okay, input function, the syntax, just like print, is similar syntax, or basically a format. It's input with brackets. All right. For example, I want to know your name. So I want to know a user's name. Okay, so what I will type over here is enter your name. All right, and then let's say I print that C variable. What will happen is when I execute this command, the user will be prompted. Oh, I made a mistake there. It's okay, everybody makes mistakes. All right, so the user will get a prompt on their computer screen saying, please enter your name. All right, and then the user will go ahead and enter their name at that point in time. So that value, that name that the user will input in the computer will be saved as the information for C variable. So when I go ahead and print C, it will be, see, I got prompted over there. Please enter your name. I am going to enter my name, Himanshi Thakur, and then there we go. It's the first line that was executed was for the input command, input function. The user will be prompted, please enter your name. And once they have entered their name, the second line of code is to print that information which was collected from the user using the input function, which was Himanshi Thakur, and it was printed right over here. So great job so far. You've just learned the basic of Python programming, the most basic functions that you will be using in Python from the beginning till the end. No matter how complicated it gets, these are the most basic ones that you will ever encounter. We've covered to use print function, how to work with variables, what they are, how to create strings, and even how to get input from a user. These are some of the very first steps in learning to code with Python, and they are super important. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more beginner-friendly Python tutorials. This is your host, Himanshi. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy coding!